All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about a huge shift in how humanity is getting back to the moon. Turns out NASA is taking a major detour, and they're basically dusting off the old history books to do it. We're going to break down exactly why this is happening and what it really means for our future in space. Let's get into it.
So, what if the road back to the moon just completely changed? Well, that's not some what-if scenario. On February 27th, NASA basically hit the brakes on its Artemis program and announced a massive course correction. It's totally changing the game for how we get back to the lunar surface.
So, what exactly is this big change that's got the entire space community buzzing? Let's dive in.
Here's the deal. NASA announced a complete overhaul of the Artemis missions. And this isn't just, a minor schedule tweak. It's a fundamental rethinking of how we get back to the moon, all with the goal of not just visiting, but staying there for good.
Okay, so what does this new plan actually look like? To really get it, we've got to look at what the plan was versus what it is now. Let's compare them. The biggest shakeup here by far is for Artemis III. Now, originally, this was going to be it, the big one, the first moon landing since the Apollo days. But now, it's basically a full dress rehearsal. And it's happening right here in low Earth orbit. The crew's going to practice docking with the new landers, and they'll even test out the brand new spacesuits. Assuming they're ready to go.
But hold on, don't worry. The moon landing is still absolutely the goal. It's just been strategically shifted to the Artemis 4 and 5 missions, which are now slated for late 2028. Think of it as the same destination, just a smarter route to get there. So this all leads to the million-dollar question, right? Why? Why make such a massive change to the plan now? What exactly did NASA see that made them pivot so hard?
While the person who really kind of nailed the problem was astronaut Jared Isaacman. He said that launching a complex mission only once every 3 years just isn't going to build the muscle memory you need for a project this massive.
And muscle memory for an organization like NASA? I mean, what does that even mean? Well, think about it like trying to learn guitar. You can't just practice once every few years and expect to get any good, right? You need that constant repetition to get proficient. It's the exact same idea for NASA. They need to launch more often to keep their skills sharp, to learn, and to adapt.
So what were the actual red flags? Well, for one, that huge 3-year gap between Artemis I and II was a massive problem. They kept running into the same technical glitches, like these nagging fuel leaks, because there just wasn't enough flight time to really learn and fix things. They also realized they needed to bring more of the work back in-house and, crucially, stop building each rocket like it was some unique one-off work of art. That's just not sustainable. And this chart, this really paints a picture of another huge piece of the puzzle. Right now, a whopping 75% of the Artemis workforce is made up of contractors. NASA wants to shift that balance, to bring more of that critical expertise back inside the agency, to build a stronger, more experienced core team. So to fix this very modern problem of pace and proficiency, where does NASA look for answers? Well, they're dusting off the old playbook from the most successful lunar program in history. And just look at this comparison. The difference is, it's just staggering, right? Back during the Apollo era, they were launching crewed missions on average every 5 months. 5! With Artemis, it's been over 3 years between launches. That rapid-fire pace was the secret sauce that made the original moon landing even possible. And just like Isaacman said, this isn't some brand new idea. It's not like NASA forgot how to do this stuff. They wrote the book on it. They're going back to the Apollo playbook simply because it's a proven formula for success.
So with all that said, what's the new finish line? Well, it's a new race to 2028, and it's all about launching more often, to get to the moon faster, and, more importantly, better prepared.
So here's the new game plan, step by step. Artemis II is still on track for lunar flyby. Then comes the new Artemis III mission in 2027 for those in-orbit tests. And after that, it's the main event, the moon landings with Artemis 4 and 5 in late 2028. The key to this whole thing is getting to a launch cadence of about once every 10 months. That's the new magic number.
And let's not lose sight of the big picture here. The ultimate goal hasn't changed one bit. This isn't just about planting a flag and coming home. It's about building a permanent, sustainable home there. We're talking rovers, power grids, communications, the whole shebang. This new plan is all about finally laying that foundation.
So NASA is making a huge bet that the key to our future in space actually lies in the lessons of the past. By embracing that old Apollo model, they hope to not just visit the moon again, but to make it a permanent part of our world. The real question is, will this trip back in time be the thing that finally propels